Yours, we tell him, we tell him, we tell him.
Fuck that house now. I'm back. To the top, I'ma make it. Niggas just can't take it. To the top, I'ma make 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 it.
Yo, 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 we are live.
Brooklyn.
Comeback win. Oh, I'm not going to lie, dude. For a little while, I was not a happy man. And I lost my shit excuse my language, but I lost my crap in the Discord. And then all of a sudden, they just came back. So
I was tempted to turn it off.
I don't know. I don't know if my anger, they heard the anger in Dallas. But as soon as I got angry, they dug down deep, man, and they came back. I'm gonna give it to you because I'm not gonna lie. Like the first couple quarters, I was busy handling kid stuff. I kept looking at the TV and I kept seeing us down, and I just kept looking at Harden, and I kept looking at other players, and I'm just like, oh man, not again. So I'm gonna let you like give your thoughts on the game. I really paid attention that like midway third and the end of the fourth quarter, which I thought was great basketball. Haven't been that excited in a long time. Literally jumped up screaming like, yes, finally. So I'm gonna let you kind of take it over. Oh, real quick before we get into it, AJ's gonna be coming up. Julian should be here in a moment. I think Rage will be. Everybody's running late today, but we're gonna get things going. Matter of fact, here's Julian now. Julian, where are you? Julian. But hey, Chubb, go for it. Go through your. Just go for it.
So,
Julian, get on camera, you bum. Get your ass on camera. We need to be professional, not like. And we got to talk about that purple-headed freak you got on your screen too.
Nah, don't. You can't do this like that.
We need to put some nets thing on there and look a little professional.
Yeah. I'm put some nets up there.
Yeah, matter of fact, and his Renegon put a net symbol in there, Julian.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you better do that. But nah, just to recap the game, in that first half, it was really a carbon copy of what we've seen in the second half of games versus the best teams. Like James Harden being sloppy, very little ball movement. Our only offensive weapon was ISO KD and get out the way. And that was kind of the echo from the first half. The second half, you saw us getting a little bit of rhythm, but it was just that every time we made a 5-0 run, Mavs just hit one or two shots, and they just went on their little run too. And at halftime, I was just like, I was like in your same emotion. I was like, not again, man. Like we have to beat a good team, at least, please. The beginning of the third quarter was a little bit of the same, but then you started start hitting some shots. Katie hit.
I think we tightened the defense up a little bit.
We did, and I'm gonna get to that because I think Nash did some good things that won us the game, in my opinion.
I will give Clax credit. Clax still can hit the broadside of a barn, but the dude can play defense and he can rebound. So I will give Clax changed the complexion at the end.
Yeah,
Julian, get on camera, man. Come on.
Rage with the new lights.
Yo, I finally so listen to this, right? So,
oh my God, it looks like you cleaned your room too, bro. Look at that.
It looks like you're in heaven.
Beautiful, yeah.
Bro, listen to this.
Looks like he's
so
in heaven.
My got LEDs for me a year ago. Didn't put them up until Saturday.
Right. That's a day. But
no.
To recap that second half, I don't know at what point we just started clicking, but it was just probably by like that 8-minute mark, we just couldn't miss a shot. It was like you're making 3 shots in a row, playing good defense, hitting 2 more shots in a row, playing good defense. The Mavs had their little runs, but we were keeping it close into the fourth, where it's like we could take this in the fourth. Now the fourth, all I gotta say is, and Skip Bayless tweeted this out, Kevin bleeping Durant. That's all I gotta say for that fourth quarter. Because let's be, and Patty Mills, he gets a shout too. But Kevin Durant was our guy in that fourth quarter, and simply put, he won us that game. Like
I
he put
will.
on a show in that
He
fourth
did,
quarter.
but I will say this, like, because when I was looking at this here, I might as well just share them now. Because when I was looking at the stats, though, right, it did look like some of the here. Let me switch to it. It looked like some guys were not having the greatest shooting game, but then in the fourth quarter, they really came in with clutch shots. Like I'll have like Patty Mills, those two threes that he hit, huge. Like he at that point he was like 0 for 6, but like we got some timely baskets and timely hustle play in that fourth quarter that really helped keep us hold on. Like because the thing that bums me out is when KD's having a good clutch shooting game, but we don't do everything else right. We either turn the ball over too much, or we don't rebound that well, or box somebody out. And that's what I noticed in that fourth quarter that seemed a lot better. Whereas it was like those other parts were coming together, along with KD having catching fire in that fourth.
Right. And to like the unsung heroes of the game, I gotta be honest, it's Bembry, and the number one unsung hero is James Johnson.
Yes.
He had a very underrated game, and I think if he didn't give us the production he had, it would have been a way different game.
It's the sideburns. I think they release a chemical in his head. Like they
It is
release
the
a certain chemical.
sideburns. Because he was slashing to the paint. He even hit a three. He was getting us boards. He was giving us the plays we needed to guide this comeback. And one shout out, which I'm glad he did this. Nash made good adjustments. He took a risk on Clax going on Luka, and it worked. And he didn't try to change it up. He kept what was working. He pulled LaMarcus. He sat him there because he was getting killed, and he made sure Claxton played defense on Luka, and we slowed the Mavs down. I'm pretty sure the Mavs scored what 10 points in that fourth toward 20 something.
At some point, it was like a 10-4 in the beginning of the fourth. Yeah. Like we were definitely on a tear. I will.
They had 13. They had 13 in the fourth.
I'm real surprised that he did the Bruce Brown Bembry thing. It looks like he's balancing them out, 14 points apiece. I know a lot of people in Twitter world, Discord, and I'm sure if you were watching at home, we're like, where the hell's Bembry? But, I got to give it to him, because if you think about it, something that we did, let me stop sharing this, something that we did complain about a lot is that we wanted size and speed as far as for defense. And with James Johnson and Claxton, you had that. You had two guys that could move their feet very well, were quick. James plays good defense. So does Claxton, perimeter-wise, like just bodying up on people. So that, I don't know if that's something we're going to see more and more, like closing out or just depending on what team we're playing. But, I've kind of given up on the idea of Claxton scoring. Like, I really don't care. Like, I really don't care if the guy scores or not, right? Like, like go ahead, get your lobs from Harden or whoever. That's great. But just go out and get me rebounds, get me steals, get me blocks, and I'm okay. Like, I don't need you to be like a scoring wizard because I just don't think that's in his bag right now to really have that great of an offensive game other than just, the dunk. So if he can keep doing that, that does having him back as far as for his defense helps.
And the lobs. Like, this is the first time we've seen us throw like more than 3 lobs a game. So that's a good. Yeah. And one more thing before I let Jew and Rage take it is shout out to the Nets defense on the last possession of the game for forcing I would consider it a shot clock, but to force the Mavs to force a shot and to win the game on defense, which we can all agree we never thought we'd say that last year at all. Like this,
I put this as
one on defense.
I do put this in there, our second best comeback of the season, because I was talking with some guys in Twitter Spaces before I came into here, and I was like, "Is this our best comeback?" And they reminded me, no, like we came back on that 76ers game, like that
was a good comeback.
No, that was crazy.
So I think this kind of like, but I do think at this stage of the game with the up and down that players have been having and like just trying to find our identity, I felt like today's game was a great identity, and it brings, I think this team needed something like this where it was like, hey, we're down, but we need to figure this out because I do believe the Nets are better than they show how they play in games. Even though we're winning, it's a lot of ugly winning. Yes, we're still top of the seed. I get that. But I think there is like a lot of continuity that needs to like get a little bit better, and they're ugly. And let's be honest, if we didn't buckle down in that fourth quarter and we lost this game, I think a lot of the things that we're saying now would be completely opposite.
Yeah.
We'd be like, Nash, F you. Where was Bembry? Why'd you put in Brown? Why'd you play James Johnson in there? Like, we would have had like a myriad of.
Never play Claxton again. Don't ever play Claxton again.
It's funny you say that, Saint, because literally to myself before that fourth quarter started, and we were like down by 9, I said, we have to be perfect this fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Like anything but perfection was going to be a loss. And even we had some turnovers, but overall, we hit our shots, we played the defense, and we came with energy. Like we came with energy.
Let's look at fourth quarter. Let's see. We 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I think we missed 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think we missed 8 shots in the fourth quarter, and we made everything else
efficient as hell.
Efficient, like we literally, we literally
couldn't chop it up any more perfect.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, we were like, but yeah, we had a lot of our. We were a lot more efficient than they were, because if you look at their their made and shot, their shots made. They made 3 shots. In the fourth quarter. That's huge. 3 shots in the fourth quarter. We literally kept them to 3 shots. A 3-pointer from Luka, an 8-foot driving floater, and Dorian Finney-Smith. Outside of that, and that's why I will shout out Claxton. Because for a minute there, I was getting a little irritated at Claxton, but Claxton literally he shut him down.
Yeah.
When he was on him, he shut him down. I got a little scared there for a minute with they kept hammering poor Patty defensively.
I'm saying he was leaving him on an island. Someone help him at least.
Somebody help him.
I'm glad they finally adjusted from that, because after that, all Luka had to do was take him pain, and Luka either hits the the fadeaway that he always does, or he just takes him down low, which he did. That I remember that whole possession. They literally showed it on replay like 6 times.
Yeah, and Luka was nothing but phenomenal. This came outside that fourth quarter, but Jesus, he's gonna be a problem in the future. He already is a problem. He hit
that shot going in either the second or the second half.
Halftime, I believe.
That was crazy.
And the other thing we got to take notice of is, I never saw it handled as well as I saw it tonight. We know KD's going to get doubled, and hopefully Harden gets to a point where he's that deadly again, where they double him. But how the Mavs doubled us, and we weren't lazy. What up, Julian? You awake, bro? What happened, man?
He's back, bro. He woke up, bro.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. We didn't just stand around.
We didn't stand around, but we took care of the ball passing out of because that's the one thing I've noticed is that made me nervous is, we're for some reason, we're lazy passers. We really are. And I was getting a little nervous, but I think they got rid of the ball early enough. As soon as they recognized that double team, KD got rid of the ball. He didn't wait till they got up on him. They were about halfway. He got rid of the ball. They would kind of step back.
He passed it right away. Right away.
That was huge, and they didn't just settle. Oh, the other thing I'll say,
and I'm glad because if he holds the ball too long, that's gonna cause a turnover no matter what. It's gonna happen.
Yeah. And before we let Julian cook up, unless he was sleeping. Were you sleeping through the whole game, bro, or did you watch it?
No, I watched the game. I was horizontal, but I watched the whole.
I'm saying you look like you got that just got out of bed look.
But I watched the game.
Julian's probably only wearing a hoodie right now. That's probably the reality.
That's not an image.
I can't stand up,
bro. I'm just saying. And you made me lose my train of thought. It was the double teams, and then and Harden. I was happy to see at the end is when Harden didn't realize his 3 was he kind of abandoned. If I remember correctly, he took 1 3, didn't make it, but everything else, like he did have, I think most of it was KD, but he did have a layup. It was nice to see him kind of take it that 1 point instead of trying to like, cross over, step back. Like, I was glad to see him attack opposed to trying to make a shot. Because honestly, at this stage, the way Harden has been playing is that I don't think he did freeze Luka. Yeah, good shot. He did freeze Luka. But what I'm realizing, I think, will help Harden get back to where he is because I'm always an advocate. If your three is not like going down, and most of your perimeter shots are not going down, you need to be going to mid-range and taking it to the rack to establish some sort of like feeling again, like scoring, getting to the free throw line. And the way I was looking at it with him is that, like, instead of trying to, like, because I don't think his crossover and his speed to take somebody off the dribble is really there. And I think it was like last week, it was a couple games where he had like back-to-back games where he would do his crossover and he just like wasn't getting around guys and he kept banging his knees on the knee of the other player. He's just not moving as fluid as he once was. So it's like, I'm glad to not see him try to like do that so often and try to get more to the rack. Just go, just because he does have speed. He's not super slow. He can still go. And I think just sometimes he spends too much time trying to do his crossover, and I feel like it just gets in his way. Like, it just, that last shot he made, he just straight attacked, and it was what you needed to see.
There was one part in, like, I think the third quarter, and he Euro'd into I forgot what's the name of the center, but he Euro'd and he like took it into his chest and like he made the layup, and I'm like, bro, why don't you just do that? Like,
More
why
often.
don't you just like do that? Like, because there's so many times where he gets there and he can like, I'm just like, bro, how about you just do that every time?
Would you
like
agree?
that'd be cool.
Would you agree on Harden to cut down on some of his flashiness dribbling and crossovers to step backs to just more like simplify the movements right now
especially if you're in a slump.
It's especially like not only if you're in a slump.
Chad, what do you think about that? I know we like to see crossovers. I know we like to see freezes. I know we like to see people's ankles getting broken. But I just don't think he's physically there yet to really
do that. Like right now, it'd be better if you just do something optimal and like efficient rather than
when you get in shape. Just drive to the basket. If you just drive to the basket, I'd rather see that than dribble the clock out for 20 seconds and you get nothing.
Yeah. I guess that, I mean, because I think somebody made the point the other day where it's like, and I posed this question back is because like we've seen other players like turn it around this year, right? Like, beginning of the year, most of us were talking shit on James Johnson. What's he doing? He's just running up and down the court. Okay. Same thing with Bembry. Why is Bembry here? Like, before Bembry started really playing and show us, it was like other players, even Paul Millsap, like, the last couple games he's been getting better. It's like we've seen these players play not to their potential no matter what age they are, and then they're starting to turn it around, whether that's they're getting in shape, they're getting their more play, whatever it is, they're getting back to where they're supposed to be or to their potential so far in the year. And my thing is like, well, if we can expect James Johnson and Paul Millsap and Bembry and all these guys to like play better and they start doing it, why can't we do that for Harden? Like, everybody wants to just write Harden off like already, like, no, he's washed, trade him, get rid of him, this and that. And I'm like you're trying to tell me that Harden does not have the ability to do what James Johnson and everybody else is, like getting better at his game. Like, so I don't know. I mean, that's just kind of where I don't know what you guys think of that, but
yeah, that kind of like, wait, what'd you say just now? Like, where
did you go, Julie?
I'm just train of thought.
Yeah, like,
hey, I need to see them.
Not adding stuff to his game, right?
I need to see the smoke in the chat. Like, since there's no joints, put up cigarettes. I need to see them cigarettes in the chat.
You was talking about James Harden not adding stuff to his game, right? That's what you were saying.
Well, I'm just saying, like, everybody, like, we're seeing other players improve on the team, i.e. James Johnson, everybody else. And people are, like, now starting to be like, oh, thank God for James Johnson. Thank God for, Bembry, and there's, you know what I mean, that these players are getting more props because earlier in the season people are like, why are they here? Cut them, do this, do that.
Mhm.
And now they're showing up and they're balling out to their abilities. I'm looking at the same thing with Harden. Like, you're telling me they can do that, but Harden can't, and I just don't buy it. We are going to get better, but I was going to say tonight, like, if we lost, I was probably going to lose it on stream, because I am getting to the point where I don't want to hear that excuse anymore of like, oh, it's just the beginning of the season, we're figuring it out, we're getting our identity.
I agree.
Like, if we continue to start losing against some of the top teams, I'm not saying the Mavericks are the top team, but they're still a good team, right?
Still a
They
quality
have,
team.
they have
They're a quality
championship
team.
pieces, bro. They have
Yeah,
championship
like
pieces.
if we keep losing to teams like this, whether it's on the road or at home, something's going on, and that's where I was ready to go tonight. I was ready to like just go off, but that didn't happen.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I think there's always time, like I said, until like over the halfway mark to get better. But yeah, like, of course, like right now it's looking rough right now. That's just a fact, it's looking rough.
Yeah. I mean, but it's okay. I mean, hey, I guess the thing that also I realized tonight is that if we did not have Kevin Durant,
Oh yeah,
would have been ugly. Would have been very ugly.
look at Rage wearing that badass that.
Yeah,
that
well,
sweatshirt.
you get it.
What is it? Hey,
we-
Rage, where'd you cop
got the
that? Where'd
hoodie
you cop that? Let me see that.
We get that hoodie.
Where did you cop that hoodie from, bro? Oh, he's jumping.
Oh, I got it from bknesskingdom.org, bro. Get
Oh,
yours
you
now.
did?
Get
you
yours
did?
now.
Does it look
Hold on, I
like
ain't even
Yeah,
looking
look
at
like
it.
this? Does it look like that? Oh shit! Look
Oh,
at that.
that exact one, bro. That exact one, bro. I can't believe you actually pulled it up. I can't believe you found it.
You're
Hold on, I've
lucky.
never seen
I
the
don't know
site
how you
before.
got
This
that.
better not be wrong. You see it.
Julian, have you even been outside today?
Have I been
That's what I
outside?
was-
No, not today. Well, I checked the mail. This shit look nice.
Nice.
Okay, AJ wasn't ratchet when he set up the website. I'm proud of him. I'm proud.
No Ratchet website.
Oh, he not ghetto. Y'all.
Hey, by the way, y'all, real quick, just to throw some little things out there, please hit the like button, subscribe. It helps later too, helps for the replay. It helps us out big time if you guys can smash that like button, subscribe. The algorithm throws us out there into the YouTube world, lets people know about us, help us out. We appreciate you guys coming here. Yeah, let's get into let's see what some comments. Let's see what the people thought tonight.
What the people think? How much people we got in here right now?
Right now, there's about
167.
160, 170.
We're chill.
We don't know what AJ's doing. AJ,
Yes, we do.
like, if
We know
AJ
what
comes
he's
on
doing.
the stream, the chat really needs to press AJ about what he's been doing. I have not seen AJ.
AJ's on
MIA.
AJ's on a assignment. He's on a mission.
Oh, and since there's a lot of people, I will say this right now. I'm not sure. This Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern time, on Sunday before the game, I'm not sure how many of you guys are familiar or on Twitter, but there's Brandon Scoop B. Robinson. Scoop B recently put out a article about some information on Kyrie. It wasn't like what Kyrie's going to do, but it was just some extra information, brought up some good points and good topics. Scoop B on Sunday is going to be one of our guests.
What was his name?
Scoop B. Hey, if you don't know about Scoop B, don't even.
No, I
don't
know
even.
you.
Don't even. And yeah, Scoopy's going to come up on Sunday and talk about his article. There were some interesting topics in there about Kyrie being like the happiest he's ever been. There was talk about a possible eventually, I didn't even know about this, about a plant-based vaccine.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get your hopes excited. It's not going to change anything anytime soon, but there was a lot of different information in there about Kyrie that kind of got everybody in Twitter world and everywhere else all hyped up about some stuff. So we're going to bring him up on Sunday to talk about some stuff before the game, and then we'll stream afterwards probably.
Yeah.
But somebody asked me, Blade asked, what is Kyrie doing? Now,
Yes.
What is he doing today? So
What
I
is
feel like he's
Kyrie
got-
doing? Well, I will
say-
say, I will say this. Kyrie initially started his day like this, right? Like
Yeah.
it was the beginning of the
Of
day.
course.
He's like,
Yeah.
I mean, you have to wake up. Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta wake up. Yeah.
exactly. And like Scoopy said in his article, he said this is the happiest, like people that are close to Kyrie said, like, this is the happiest he's been, right? Like, look at that smile. Like, that's a smile of complete contentment, happiness. Like, he is happy. And he was sitting there and he goes, you know what? Like, I'm the happiest I've ever been right now. And I know my dogs are in Dallas. So, you know what I think I'm going to do? I think I'm going to get out early here and I'm going to go in Dallas. So at least I can be in Dallas with the people. Like, I may not be in there like this and that, but just my presence in the city. So Kyrie decided to get off his couch and go to his private jet. And he got I mean, he's the happiest ever been. He got on his private jet, you know, as you can see here. He's completely comfortable. He's got his whole crew behind him.
Look at his legs, man.
Yeah.
Look at
Oh,
his
yeah,
legs
look at his
crossed
legs.
comfortable.
I mean, dude, look,
He's comfy.
Dude is comfy. Leather chairs. Look at all that extra water
Legs
over there.
crossed.
Just
all the extra water.
yeah, look at that. Like he's
so much
hydrated.
water,
Yeah, right. Look at the amount of water that is on the left side of
That's
the
the
picture.
expensive brand, too.
Hey, on the
That's the
topic of the
expensive
water.
brand, too.
What is that?
What
What
water
is?
brand though?
I don't know, but what is that?
That's an
His feet?
expensive
Oh,
brand.
and he's got. If you could look at the bottom of the picture, he's got like 2 bowls of like candy right there in front of
They
him.
look like
He's in his socks.
Forever
And he's in
Rocher.
his socks. And he's in his
Oh,
socks.
Right? And he's in his sock. No shoes whatsoever. Just chilling in his
Oh
socks,
yeah, it is
bro.
private.
Right? So he gets there, he gets comfortable, he's just getting comfortable on his ship. They take off, they're flying through the air, you know, things are beautiful. I mean, look at the sun. The clouds are below him, living his best life, right? So he arrives in Dallas. Let me take this banner down. So he arrives in Dallas and you know, so he starts like the first thing he goes, because he knows it's there. There's pretty much like an all-seeing eye in Dallas. It is like a famous like art installation. So he wanted to commune with the one, like he wanted to commune. So he went to the all-seeing eye and he's asking him what he should do. And he said, Kyrie, you just keep doing what you're doing to make you happy and keep being a man of the people. So Kyrie decided to he decided to go to his favorite farmer's market and help out.
Yeah.
And so he was with the people. He's around. He is a vegetarian, so this makes sense. So, you know, and he's just helping people. And,
No, bro.
He got a job at a farmer's market.
dude, this is volunteer, bro. Like
His body,
the people,
kinda, I
bro.
don't know. Is his body a little ashy, like his skin tone?
No, he's good, bro. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, you're right.
I don't see color. I mean, he's happy, dude. Look at that face.
His neck look a little. I don't know.
His neck
You
good.
think he tanned incorrectly?
His neck looks good, dude. I don't know what you're talking
You're right.
about.
You know, you're right.
I
I'm
don't see
tripping.
color.
That neck is fine, bro. You want a neck like that.
No, you're right.
And
I don't know what I'm talking
it
about.
reminded him when he was with a child out with his babysitter, like going to the farmer's market.
No, bro.
So, like, dude,
No,
yeah, dude, it just
why it kind of fit though? Hold on.
That fits.
That's crazy.
His babysitter's kind of cute. It's not too bad, you know. I mean, but that took him back, right? So he just had that moment. He stopped, you know, messing with the fruit, and then.
Right. So wait, he had facial hair as a child?
Yes, he did.
Oh, okay.
He's
Makes
very few people are born with facial hair. It does happen. Some babies are born with full heads of hair. Like, haven't you ever seen that one person's baby where you're like, it literally, you don't know what you're looking at because there's so much hair, and you're like, you think that kid should be like 7 or 8, but it's like 3 months old, and you're that's when he had facial hair. So what?
Okay.
So after that, he decides to go to it because he is vegetarian and he doesn't like the mistreatment of animals or eating animals. He showed up at a couple rallies.
Of course.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. Yeah, a couple rallies. Might suffer no human benefits.
He's a good man. Like,
He
I
is a
just have
good
to
man,
say,
dude.
he's a good
That's what
man.
I'm saying. He is living his best life, dude.
What the fuck?
Just saying, bro. The dude knows. Yeah.
Oh my god.
So after a good day, he got back on his jet. He got back in there.
He still has all the waters.
Yeah, there are a lot of
So
waters.
so wait,
dude.
he didn't go to the game at all. So everything else.
No,
just
no,
took
he
over.
went to Dallas to put his energy and presence there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then when he got back, this is where for the game he
Went
was
right back to.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So that's what Kyrie did. I don't know what you did today, but he went to Dallas and came back and caught the game. That's what Kyrie did today.
Yeah, went on to save Gotham City afterwards.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Late night. Yeah.
That's what Kyrie did today, dude.
Oh,
That's an
man.
eventful day.
I'm not lying. The more I do these things, like I come up with like a full ass story, and I find all these photos and I send them to Rage, and just Rage brings it back to me, dude, and I'm just dying. But I will tell you this. I make these stories up on the spot, yo. I kind of have an idea, but all the wording.
Those are
I don't
so
write
good.
none of
I'm not gonna lie. Those are
Those
so
pictures are
good,
amazing.
bro. Like,
Those pictures are amazing.
no,
Hey, that's how. Listen, and that's how I deal with no Kyrie, because I want him back. Want the man back here playing with us. It would help us. But that's how I deal with the frustration of not having him. Otherwise, I'd be bitching, moaning, complaining. But anyways, back to the game.
Yeah, back to the game.
Yes.
Y'all be saying y'all get home and y'all be like, oh my god, I had a long day. Stop playing with don't man. Look at the day Kyrie had, man.
Look at the day my man
Yeah, look.
had.
have you a day like Kyrie did?
Yeah.
Try.
Yeah.
No, dude, come on. No, you got to bring Levy. I mean, hey, tonight, like I said, going back to the game, that game was it had the potential to put us where let's be honest, if we lost tonight, it probably would be the same old narrative.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that we won looking for positives is a much better feeling. That was a good feel win to come back, because I've really been getting tired of watching people like the Bulls come back on us and then beat us and other people, or just being there competitive and then getting wiped out. But
Well, how about this? What are your guys' players of the game, or like who are your three unsung heroes of the game? Because I already said mine was Bembury, James Johnson, and Steve Nash with the adjustments in late.
I gotta go. My boy. I gotta go. James Johnson was a guy. LaMarcus Aldridge's offense kept us in the game for the first half, and Katie locked it in the second half.
If you're talking about like the players of the game, I feel like Kyrie and I feel like KD and Harden. I feel like KD. I feel like they could have like put. I feel like they could have had been more consistent throughout the game. But like when the game ended, I thought they had solid games. So I would say them. Y'all already said unsung heroes, so I agree with what y'all said. But I'll say them too. And LaMarcus had a good game, right? LaMarcus had a good game.
Yeah, he had a good game.
Yeah,
everybody still had a good game. So
yeah.
LaMarcus had 15 points, 7 for 12, 5 rebounds. I mean, if you look at people like outside of like Harden's 5 turnovers, he was still 7 for 13, 3 for 6.
And that's all we want.
It's still 50-50. Scored 23 points. He had 12 assists. He was 1 rebound shy of a triple-double. Like, you can't be mad at that. I think the only thing that drives people nuts is maybe the turnovers and the passes, but the dude still had a decent game. He still gave you 23, which is what I've seen multiple people complaining about just give us 20 to 24 every game with all your assists, and, like, we'll be happy. Well, he did that tonight. He shot half the time, but I did notice a lot of people complaining about Harden throughout the game, and but at the same time, he didn't do any better.
He had a good game overall. I think he had a good game overall, and I wish KD would have shot more, because I think majority of the shot responsibility falls on him. So I wish he would have shot more, but I do wish I'm good with with what Harden did. But I wish they could have picked it up because there was, we was down by 12. We was clearly getting, we was
We
kind
were
of
getting
getting stomped
mollywopped.
out. So
And
when stuff like that is happening, like I look to them to but we won, so it's cool. But that's would be my only criticism of them too. Like y'all ain't,
And
they had
good
good
point to
games.
Don. And good point to Donna here in chat. We killed him on the back. Yeah, we were. I mean, who would ever think we would say that? But and I think that is because of Nash putting in some of the players he did towards the end. It was a 50-39. We beat him 50-39 and rebounding. That was huge, right? 28. We had 28 assists. They had 21. They did have 3 more steals than us. We had 2 more blocks than them. So we did play a better defensive game. I'm not sure how many turnovers they had, but I think they had 4 and we had, I think that's 12, I believe, which is okay. I mean, if we can keep it under 15, that's not too bad. I'd like it to be 10 or under, but like the other game that we lost, like we did everything right against the Bulls. We had 5 turnovers, and tonight, yeah, we had 12, but we still brought it out. So that's a good point though, Donna, about the rebounds. That was key too.
And I gotta mention too, like people were trying to tell me that like KP is alright, but I mean that dude was forcing 3-pointers and he was not getting rebounds like that.
No, that's true. I was the one that put the propaganda of Kyrie for KP, and I'm low key looking like a meathead for it. But
You
I'll
said
take,
what?
I'll take that.
Kyrie for who?
Some of the
Porzingis?
trade. Yeah, some people put it out there. I will say this over the last few days, and then especially with scoops like article coming out, and like the Pacers today announced that they're pretty much blowing it up. They're willing to trade Karis LeVert. They're willing to trade Miles Turner. They're blowing it up. And other teams that some of the trade ideas going around for Kyrie are just out of just ridiculous. But we don't even need to get into that. But I think I will say this: if Claxton gets his legs back and he is more athletic and he gets more in the swing of things, I'm okay with the idea of the LaMarcus will work with Clax, right? Exactly. AK-40, AK-718. You said exactly where I was going with it. The other thing I noticed tonight was you can start Aldridge, or whether one starts or not, I think should be based off the team, but that we're facing. But a combination of Aldridge and Claxton, if Claxton steps it up, is actually a very good combination, because you have one guy that can come up and lock you up defensively. And then if you need to go to more scoring and you don't have to worry about speed, you got Aldridge there, and a combination of those two could. I don't think they're gonna not. I think Aldridge is going to keep starting personally. I would be very upset if they took that man out of the starting lineup. And the only time I would take Aldridge out of the starting lineup is if we faced somebody like the Warriors, right? Starting Aldridge against the Warriors, in my opinion, bad idea.
Yeah, that's a no-go. That's a
So
no-go.
I'm looking at is you start Aldridge all the time unless the matchup favors a faster Claxton or somebody else, whatever you decide to do, but when you need more speed. Outside of that, to me, Aldridge has got the spot, in my opinion. I don't know what you guys think about that.
I agree. Yeah, it's very matchup based. Fast teams, teams that play really fast, like the Warriors, the Suns. Who else plays fast as hell? I think Detroit, they're crazy
Hawks?
fast. They're in the Hawks, teams that play with pace. You want to look to play a Claxton, kind of just to slow that pace. But anything else LaMarcus should start. It's free smoke for LaMarcus and the team.
Yeah, good point. Good point, Pepe. That's what Kenny Atkinson used to do. I know a lot of people don't like Kenny Atkinson, but I thought he was great for the Nets.
He was. I don't think no one's gonna badmouth Kenny Atkinson.
No, there were people that towards the end, dude, were badmouthing him, and I don't know if it was just because they were Kyrie KD stands, and that
right.
Kyrie. The word was that Kyrie didn't want him there either. Nobody wanted him there, but that man did a lot for the organization and building people up. Whether that's true or not, who knows?
The only 2 things he did bad in his last season was play favorites to the wrong people, except for Jared Allen, and low key, he's just as worse as Nash and calling timeouts. I'm not gonna lie, he's just as worse. I've seen a lot of teams go on like 23-3 runs, and before he calls a timeout.
Yeah.
But I've seen him do that. But he wasn't that bad. He had his issues, but he wasn't like Nash issues.
He was solid.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Ivan, I hear you on this. James Harden definitely does have more chemistry with Claxton Aldridge, but at the same time, we can't afford to lose LaMarcus's scoring right now. Because if you take that man's scoring off and regulate him to the bench, you're just taking another scoring option. I mean, that's something that we've been talking about is we need more scoring, especially with no Kyrie, Harris out for well over a month probably. Like you can't, because that's one of the things that we've been complaining about the most is if KD and Harden are not hitting the way they're supposed to, like, then who else is really going to score? And then it's not like nobody else is going to be as consistent as KD is. And then most of these guys are not going to be as consistent as even Harden is. And that's saying a lot. So it's like you take Aldridge and you throw him to the bench.
Hey,
I'm not with that. Like I think you need to have a steady balance of Aldridge and Claxton, and know when to bring them in and when they're better suited.
I get that he's a lob threat, but it's like, bro, like LaMarcus is a threat. It's like, bro, like you can literally just pass it to him, and it's like, bro, keep LaMarcus in, bro.
You want to shut down the mid range?
I'm saying, bro, 60%. We need that, bro. You do what?
Hey, Gween, if you don't knock it off in chat, I'm gonna ban you from this chat. Just chill, dude. But yeah, I mean it is. I mean, but listen, having Clax back is a good thing tonight. Like, I need Clax to do more, but at the same time, I don't, because people have been bringing up a whole idea about trades. But at the same time,
he talking about ever since KD put lotion on his legs, he hasn't been hitting his 3-pointers. That's crazy. Go ahead.
But they just say that.
Keep going.
Oh man.
Gween, we don't need to get into what you did. You already know what you did. So I'm
gonna hold you there. Gween, you know what you did. Stop trying to tell us to unban you. What you did is not an unbannable offense, and you're just playing dumb at this point.
Yeah.
Look, you're lucky we even letting you rock here for what you did. Let's just cool out. You're not getting back on the Discord.
Sorry to get over the thing. Look who we already have back all of a sudden piping back up. Well, LMA gets his numbers even off the bench. Like, because you know where age is all of a sudden going to go with this. Clax needs to be starting. Like, is that where you're going with the age? Is that where you're going with this already? Please.
Nah, yeah. You know,
your man still can't score, but he can rebound and play defense. That's it.
Yeah.
Now, you can't lose LA's scoring. You just can't. Mm-hmm. You can't lose it right now. It's very important.
Like the Harden having a lob threat isn't like, I would rather take that consistent scoring, bro. Other than, because I know people want him to have a lob threat because I guess it makes it easier. What he said.
He's trying to say, is it not what I said a fact? No, but we'll say this. Your man had some starts, looked like crap, got sick, disappeared. They tried the Blake Griffin. They tried whatever else they tried. And the only thing that looked the best and got things turned around was when LA started. And there's nothing wrong with, in my opinion, LA deserves the start over Clax. Hands down.
Right now, yeah.
The fact that man came back to this team after losing the way he did last year with his issues and coming back and putting in the work in the offseason, and his game has shown it. And he's been highly effective for us starting.
20 points score after that? Still a 20 point score?
Does Claxton deserve it over Aldridge, or do you just want him to start just because?
Exactly. What has he done what has Claxton done that lets you know that he deserves it over him? I mean, honestly, because if you look at it, LA played 23 minutes. Claxton played 20 minutes, right? LA had 5 rebounds. Claxton had 4 more rebounds. They both had an assist. They both had a turnover. LaMarcus only had 3 fouls. Nicholas had 4. But LA had 15 points and he had 6. So, I mean, come on, dude. You can't take the Clax needs to earn that spot and do a lot more before I would say, yeah, you know what? Hey, it's obvious now. Clax has like turned it around. He's scoring consistently. He's playing good defense. He doesn't look like he's going to fall over after a minute running up and down the court. Then we can have that discussion. But dude, this is like really his only real game back. His other game didn't count. But
I mean, there will be games where we can try him, but just like the universal start right now needs to be LaMarcus, I think.
Hey, Isaac, go ahead and drop the Discord link. Isaac's going to drop the Discord link in chat here. Oh, there he did it right there. If you want to join our Discord, go ahead and just click on that link and get in there. We have a good little balance of people in there. We're in there every day during games to talk about all kinds of stuff.
Hey, saying, look what he said. I think LMA and Patty off the bench gives us an unfair. I agree. I think when Harden gets like to a point where he's like, if he gets to a point where he's like a superstar scorer, like I agree with that because we could just murder everybody's benches and shit like that. Like,
I got a question.
Can I say before you have your question? I will say this with age, real quick. If we had Kyrie and we had Harris back, and Clax was actually in like the best shape that he could be in, and he was consistently having the games where he's like at least getting anywhere from 5 to 10 points and at least like 10 rebounds, and he was doing that every time he played almost, like I would agree with you. But until like Kyrie comes back, until Harris is back, and until Claxton really shows that he can do it consistently through the rest of the year, like then I would agree with you to have that discussion. Like if Harris was back and Kyrie was back, yeah, Claxton would be, and he was in shape, he would be great to run with Harden. But in LA and Patty would be nasty off the bench. But we're just not there right now. I don't think you mess with that formula right now just so your boy Claxton could get back in there. I mean, Clax, what does this person say? Clax is Jared Allen. Is it? No, he's not. They're not even on the same level. Yes,
like
Clax has better. Clax has better perimeter defense, on-ball defense, but he cannot. Like Jared Allen has a much better inside offensive and defensive game inside.
The shot blocking and interior defense and interior offense doesn't compare.
And
Jared rebounding, he rebounded Rudy Gobert last year. He had 18 rebounds on Rudy Gobert. Like
Jared Allen still plays good, decent on the ball defense as well. Like he's not terrible. He's not as fast as Clax, but at the moment, Jared Allen is like a superstar compared to Claxton. If you go look at that man's numbers right now. But what were you gonna say, Rage?
I said so when Joe Harris comes back in a month or two, or whenever he comes back, who do we put on the bench, Patty or Bembry? Patty.
Who?
Why not? Yeah, I'm about to say, how do you not put Patty on the bench?
You got to
probably Patty. Yeah.
No. It definitely the reason why would be Patty, because like you need to. I still think you need the balance in offense and defense.
Oh yeah,
The only reason why it would make sense to start Harris and bench Bembry is if you are in desperate need of scoring.
Usable Fiber said Claxton's new haircut helped him. I did notice he looked a lot lighter. He looked a lot cleaner.
I'm not even gonna lie. That looks like his rookie haircut.
Yeah, I think that's his natural haircut.
Did he shave? Did it look like he also like shaved, got a facial or something? Yeah, I don't know what he did.
No more being Lil Durk. Time just be Claxton.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie too. Shout out to Anthony Davis. Still in here, should be playing games, but he's in here. Says, do you realize this dude has rocked Anthony Davis's name for like well over a season?
Yeah. He rocks Anthony Davis's name in the Discord chat.
Yeah, he does. Mm-hmm. I enjoyed watching Clax and Bloodsport playing at the same time. I did too. I like their energy tonight. I definitely will agree with that. That was, if that's like your closing lineup for some games, and they play the way they did tonight, yeah, I'll agree with that. That was a good combo tonight for sure.
And I'm not even gonna lie, with the Bloodsport and Claxton lineup, sometimes you're wondering, is this gonna work? Like, is this enough like spacing for everybody? And it turned out, like, I mean, you get the defense, and you still have offense, but you still have Harden, you still have Kevin Durant. Because if Harden's driving, obviously obviously more shooters helps space out the floor, and it gets him better looks. He can still get his looks regardless as long as he's aggressive.
I probably have a very unpopular question that we'll ask a little later when we go into let people ask questions. I mean, yeah, AK, I think people, yeah, Joe's not going to start right away when he comes back. There is going to be a ramp up process. So he's not going to come flying back in. They're going to work him back slowly. It is a foot thing. So anything can happen with that. Like he could be cleared for practice and any little thing can happen, unfortunately. So, I mean, the good thing is if you've ever had your shoulder, your knee, or a certain part of your body scoped and like cleaned up, it's not as bad as trying to deal with like structural damage, repairing something. It's basically they just go in there and they do a quick cleanup. So it's not as bad coming back from that. You feel a lot better. But yeah, I don't see this man coming back for at least another month and a half personally. But
At least,
yeah.
It's
And
late January.
it will be a slow ramp up. I'm saying February, bro. Honestly,
Yeah, I think so. But
there's really
then
no point in
again,
rushing it. I mean, if we're playing ass and we don't, and if we're playing ass a whole 3 quarters and we come back in the 4th quarter, I mean, does it really matter if we get Joe Harris back until February?
no, we need Joe Harris back, dude. We need Joe Harris back.
Obviously, we need Joe Harris back. Joe Harris back when it matters. But he can. I'm not gonna lie, but he can get as much time as he needs to get fully where he needs to be because, like, I mean, we're still in a good position. We're still in terms of the standings.
Let's give some shout out to James Johnson. 2 people said is our scrap. Here we go. 78 said James Bloodsport Johnson is our scrap player. He's a cleanup guy. Newton Donnie Sama. I'm trying, bro. He's quick for a sec. I will give James Johnson a lot of credit. A lot better movement than I thought he would have. And he has a lot better ball movement than I thought he would have. And he actually takes care of the ball. I haven't seen the man really give up too many turnovers. Let's see, did he have any? He had 0 turnovers tonight.
All around.
That's a huge thing. Yeah. He did definitely do a lot. And that's the other thing. James and Bembry, I was like, well, that's the thing. If we had lost tonight, because he did bring Bruce in and again at the end, but if we lost tonight, I think people would have been out for Nash's head. Like, where the F was Bembry again? Like, where was Bembry? Why did you bring in Bruce Brown? Why did you, But the one thing that Johnson and Bembry do is they do a lot of things that don't show up on the stat sheet. And that is huge.
A lot of people don't care about that anymore. And let's be honest, a lot of the Milwaukee Bucks players last year had a lot of guys that did the stuff that no one cares about and it's not on the stat sheet. And that matters when it comes to championship contending teams because that's the type of team we are. You need guys like that.
All right, I'm going to throw this out to you guys, and I'm going to throw this out to chat. With the emergence of Bembry, James Johnson,
right?
I think somebody is expendable, right?
Damn.
Ray
doing
Armonte. Ray Armonte is a great question. Why is Bruce Brown playing at all? Now listen, I'm not gonna fully I do got love for Bruce Brown, especially last year. He did a lot for us defensively. He did a lot of good things for us throughout the year, even in the playoffs. But if you ask me whether to trade Bruce Brown or Bembry, I'm getting rid of Bruce Brown. He has the second highest. He has the next highest contract below Patty Mills. And we are desperately in need of some scoring, i.e., no Harris, no Kyrie Irving, right? Like the one thing that I definitely think that guy was talking about. The one thing I think we could all agree in chat, let me know. I think this, hopefully you guys think this too, is we need another scorer. Like we had talked in another thing about like it would be, I'm not saying this, but like just to have somebody come off the bench that could score, maybe like Shamet could, or maybe like Tyler Johnson could from time to time. And I'm not saying you go for that player or that quality of player, but I think that as much as Bruce Brown is making, you could get a team, and I'm not saying it's going to happen, but you could technically get a team to give you like somebody who's not as good defensively, but a decent scorer for Bruce Brown, right? Some close matching, I mean, that's my opinion. I don't know. I mean, Blake, yes, but let's be honest. Nobody's really going to give us too much for Blake.
No one's
Blake
really
is
giving much
making
for Blake.
2.6. That's to me is a wave. I don't think anybody's trading for Blake.
No one's trading for Blake Griffin. No one's trading for Blake Griffin. And I gotta say this: if you want to trade Bruce Brown, obviously you'll be able to. But he has a trade restriction.
Yes,
he
after
can't
trade
January,
clause, yeah.
but after January 15th, he's
And
making
when is
$4.7
the trade deadline? March, February,
February 10th, I believe.
So January
Okay.
after
Yeah,
January
well,
15th, that no trade clause goes away. Now I'm not saying I mean I like Brown and I don't know unless you can convince me for the long term that keeping him will be a good thing. I feel like we need another scorer, man. Like I really
agree with
So
you.
I don't know. What do you guys think?
I will say this: last
Yes, sir.
year, I would mention like how I like Bruce, but like he could be a liability in terms of his size, and people would get on me for it because like I mentioned like because Bruce Brown can easily get exposed. Like, yeah, I don't care. Like, you cannot put him up against like if you put him up against a tall guard like I said like Luka, you cannot put him up against Luka. You can't do it. You can't put him up against a tall guard. You need taller like. Bembry isn't like really much taller than him, but he's definitely bigger than him. And you can put Bembry up against guys like that.
I just like Bembry's fluidity to the rack, the way he scores, the way
he's away. And I will say I gotta mention this: Bruce Brown's floater has been insanely horrific this year.
Yeah, it's okay. Let's be honest about it. Bruce
Smash
Brown.
the like button. Smash the like button. Get us to 100 likes. We're almost 30 away. Smash it.
If we really want to look at it brutally honest, Bruce Brown last year was an anomaly. Let's really talk about it.
Anomaly in what way though?
We had him be a 6'5", 6'4" center.
Well, that I'll agree with you.
Because put it this way, having him play that style, typically, if we had a decent coach, not to take a shot at Steve Nash, that's not some shit that's supposed to be a mainstay in offense. That's something you do like to catch teams off guard.
Ace up the sleeve.
That's like an ace up the sleeve type move. So when you just run that all the time, teams are gonna pick up on that eventually. You saw after the All-Star break, teams were like, oh, I bet Harden to Brown, that's the we can handle that. Even the beginning of this season, teams picked that up immediately and made it useless. So now that's factored. I do appreciate he got better at shooting, but at the moment he's virtually useless compared to what Bembry's doing.
And okay, but let me throw this out there too, because I see people get very emotionally attached to some players, right? Like I get it, Israel. Yes, last year, Bruce was our outside of Claxton. He was our best on the ball defender, hands down, hands down. He did do a lot of stuff for us last year. I get that, but at the end of the day, all right, Gween, I'm done with you, bro. Like you're done.
This boy.
Yeah, Gween is done permanently. Goodbye. Done with you. So, I mean, outside of that, it's like we're trying to win. We're trying to win a chip, and I'm sorry, and I've said this a million times, and I will keep saying it. And Kyrie is slowly slipping into that other area for me, but I'll still include him. Right. Outside of KD, Harden, and Kyrie. Like I look at the rest of the team as expendable, right? Because I would trade anybody for that got us something that made us better to win the chip. That's how I
even
viewed this team. Listen, it's not like when I say this, I'm just saying that's my mindset on the team. Like so right. I'm not like as much as I like LA, I'm just saying in my head it's like everybody's expendable to make us better. If outside of the big three, if it makes us better and gets us to the chip, that's how I look at it. So when I look at Bruce Brown, it's like, you know what? I get it, bro. Yeah, you were great. You were here. He had his moments. We are more defensive minded this year. We do have Bembry, especially when everybody's back. You know, I do believe a Ben. Yeah, maybe sometimes I'm not saying I'm trading everybody. I come from a standpoint of that I'm a Nets fan, and never in the history of my life outside of kid have we had this opportunity with this many superstars to go win a chip. And I keep seeing too many things get in the way, whether it's Kyrie, whether it's COVID, whether it's injuries, whether it's this.
Yep.
And I have this like 4 to 5 year opportunity window to win chips, and I want to win more than one. I don't know about you as a Nets fan, but I want to be just happy with one chip in 4 or 5 years. Like, no, I want to win like 2 or 3. I'd be happy. So I just look at it that way. So like when it comes back and everybody's healthy, you have Bruce and Bembry.
Yeah,
like,
I understand that mindset. Yeah, y'all gotta understand. Saints been a Nets fan for time. Like,
I've been a Nets fan for longer than probably.
Yeah.
I wish I could take a poll. I wish AJ could put a poll up. It says how many of you are under 21 and see under 30 and see what the numbers are, because I've probably been a Nets fan longer than most people in chat have been alive, which is kind of sad and funny at the same time. But I don't know. That's my question, right? Like, I don't know. I think he's expendable. I could be wrong. But
I mean,
but I understand.
At this point, with the way people are making it out to be, fucking Harden's expendable.
Yeah, Harden's just
that's
Saint,
just
I've
stupidity.
Seen Nets fans. I've seen Nets fans say
that's just everyone. Everyone thinks he's just everyone just like everyone like Harden will have a good game. It's just like, oh my god, keep Harden for the long run. You got to keep Harden for the 5-year contract. It's not $50 million a year. You know, the whatever how much money he's supposed to make. But he's doing bad. It's over.
100 years as a Nets fan.
Yeah, but I have seen Nets fans say, you know what? They have said, you know what? Screw Kyrie. I'm low-key want to trade Harden if he keeps playing like this, which is an insane sentence. Like, that's insane.
Yeah, no. I mean, listen, Harden is going to turn it around. I do believe he's getting a little more consistent. My biggest thing with him is if he would just cut down on the turnovers, I don't have too many issues, you know? I get what he's trying to do. It is what it is, and I do think he's going to get better. But
I mean, this game, his only problem was really like obviously early. He wasn't insane. He wasn't insanely aggressive, which was, I guess you can make it out how you want it to be. I mean, he was still fairly efficient, but like obviously he should have drove to the rack more. Yeah. But other than that, his only real problem was his turnovers. I mean, he was making the shots. I mean, he missed that one. Let me pose you another. They're gonna miss one open layup at one point.
Let me pose you another question or another statement, Rage. Like KD clearly was not hitting consistently until the fourth quarter, right? And he still showed up with 50%. And then people are like, "Oh, that motherfucker's efficient." Well, for the first couple quarters, it wasn't that great looking, but then in the fourth quarter, he caught fire and he hit a bunch.
And I will say this:
he had 8 points at halftime.
I said this in chat. I said this in chat. For the first half, Dorian Finney-Smith was out playing Kevin Durant and James Harden.
Yeah.
But then the second half, Dorian Finney-Smith went back to being Dorian Finney-Smith, and they lost.
Yeah, speaking of Dorian Finney-Smith, why does Jason Kidd think Dorian Finney-Smith post-ups is something as optimal offense for the Mavs? And why is he putting Luka off ball? That is the most disgusting. Like, I've seen them. They tried Luka off ball for like 2 plays, and it resulted in us scoring off of turnovers. Like, that's ugh. Like, ugh.
Just so I can clarify, crazy little big things. In your eyes, Harden doing any good for the period not fair? Clarify that. I definitely would like to.
Did you fall down the stairs?
Literally, I do admire the.
Are you driving and texting while watching? What are you doing? I don't know.
You can't text and drive, man.
I just need because I'll definitely discuss what you're talking about.
I forgot to say this earlier. Someone said I looked like I'm in a walk-in freezer.
Yeah.
Somebody I've heard this a couple times. A lot of people think something is wrong with KD. Twitter was saying this. He's still wearing that shoulder wrap though, bro.
Yeah, it's definitely a shoulder messing with him.
He's still wearing that. I think
maybe, but even after an injury, and maybe even after an injury, and you could have an injury not hurt, and you still have it just in case.
Okay,
I'm just being honest. That's just
Okay,
me. Though.
so Prince T19. If Harden is out of his prime and we gotta trade him, do we trade KD too? Because he's out. He's damn near a year out of his
Yeah,
prime.
this is last year in his prime.
Yeah.
Like
So
if you
to
going
that
by,
logic, do we need to trade him too?
I mean, it's different.
And
It's
also,
different for how they're playing though. It is
you've
different.
seen it happen. You've seen it happen before. I mean, anything's possible. I mean, people can drop out of their prime, just like out of their prime, they can really drop out to being elite. Like you can see the regression really quick. We've seen it before.
I mean, I don't think you should trade Harden, but like it is a little different because KD's been like on point this season. He's been struggling a little bit like the last few games. But I think that's crazy to say that like we should
we should trade
off
Harden. Like
I disagree with that. Like
you have a whole point guard sitting at home, but you want to trade the one that's actually playing and putting effort in to win. Like that's insane.
Because quite honestly, I mean, think about it. You're not going to give him to another contender, right?
Nope.
Yeah. We're not.
And we already know the owners will go out of their way. We already know Sean Marks and the owners will go out of their way to send these players where they want to go. And that's part of the reason why a lot of people do want to come here. And that's part of the reason why players like the Nets organization now is because they literally – I mean, you're telling me that they couldn't have gotten a better deal for Spencer Dinwiddie? They sure could. But he even came out and said, we wanted to do right by Spencer Dinwiddie.
We got second round picks that we traded away.
Yeah, imagine
we gave literally nothing for Spencer Dinwiddie. Literally, we could have got Harrell. This dude is like top 10 in the MVP race somehow.
The only way you would have traded Harden right now is if you were blowing it up. And the reality is I think the only I will say this before we move on to kind of like say anything and let people ask questions, do all that, is the one thing that is slightly, which is why I think we do lose, is and somebody brought up earlier, I think DJ Chasm had said something about bringing Mike D'Antoni back, and I'm like, well, we didn't have an offensive game plan either last year. We were still ISO ball all the time.
Right.
And if they weren't hitting, then you just pass it somewhere else. We've never really had a traditional offensive, like where you watch some of these teams and they're routinely running plays, like setting picks at the top of the key, like doing like the ball's flowing, the ball's moving. Like it just, there's a flow that we do not have offensively. Like every once in a while it comes out and you see it. Like they'll run a set play. Like it seems like every once in a while they'll run some plays and it looks beautiful. But for the most part, it's damn near ISO ball all the time. And I think that does not, and that was like so far like what I had seen until the fourth quarter where it was just getting frustrating, where it's like, it's almost like you play ISO ball and you just wait till KD gets hot and wins the game for you. I mean, that's what it was tonight. It was just like, everything was all over the place. And then finally KD got hot at the right time and we played great defense. And we basically did shut down Porzingis. Somebody said it earlier. Porzingis could have been really nasty to us tonight. He really could have. And Luka, I was expecting Luka to go off and just hitting freaking wizard threes from all over the court. Like he's Steph Curry 2-point, you know what I mean? Like
that last possession with 20 seconds left,
had me nervous.
Let anybody but Luka shoot it. Let anybody but him shoot
it.
That
last
I was
20
literally
seconds, at dinner, bro. I was at dinner, had my thumb on my throat, literally, and bro, my pulse was going so fast, bro. It was going so fast.
Like
I was so worried, and I thought Luka was about to hit a step back from 60 feet away and make it.
How many people in that last 20 seconds in chat thought they were going to hit a three? I was convinced. I was like, dude, this is just they're going to hit a three. They're going to hit a three. Like, bro. And then I saw Luka take a shot, and I'm like, oh. And then I think once
Claxton missed both of those free throws, I knew it was a recipe for disaster. I thought it was over.
Oh man, like giving Luka 20 seconds and. To tie the game is like giving Brady or Aaron Rodgers they're like 30 set, like you're basically giving them a chance to come back, and it's like
I will say this though, Bruce Brown did a really great job at locking up Luka that last possession.
I'd say overall we played great team defense.
Yeah.
Like we made them force a pretty like non-efficient shot from Tim Hardaway.
He did. He got a good look. He's talking about the last shot.
Yeah, that very last shot. Like we
He
kind of
got a decent look, but it was kind of forced.
He,
Right?
he got an okay look, but I'm alright with him taking that because I'm not gonna lie, Luka's made for those moments and he's made crazy shots like that before. Like you'd rather Tim Hardaway's a pretty decent shooter, but you'd rather Tim Hardaway shoot it than Luka.
Yeah.
Hey y'all, we're gonna go to this last part because we're not gonna go super late. Hey, talk about something for a second. My son's calling me. I'm gonna take this.
Right. All
the
right.
chat
So what's the chat saying? What's the chat saying? Well, I got one. What's your guys' top 5 MVP race right now?
I'll give Curry the little edge right now. Just I don't know. He's been efficient. Like he's had one bad game this whole year.
But like top 5, like who's your top 5 guys?
Curry, Kevin Durant. It's kind of tough after that because I think everyone else is a big drop down. I mean, you can argue Giannis. You can argue obviously you can argue LeBron, but the thing is, LeBron's team is 12-12. That guy's not winning MVP, and he's LeBron James. He's not winning another MVP. You have Giannis Antetokounmpo. Yes, obviously Giannis is doing pretty well, but what is this team looking like right now? I mean, they're I guess they're fine. Yeah. I guess they're okay. I mean the Suns. The Suns are a good overall team. CP3 is not winning, obviously. Booker, no. Jason Tatum could be in the race if he wasn't getting off to a bad start. Like he's shooting at like a career low in terms of efficiency.
Yes.
But like after KD and Curry, it can go either way.
Yeah.
What about you, Julian?
I think CP's in there. I mean, yeah, I don't think he will win it because what are his numbers? I know he averaging like 20.
Let me look up his stats real quick.
Is Devin Booker in the argument? Because I mean, this dude has been scoring crazily. But I don't know.
Last time I looked at Devin Booker's numbers, he's just like he's not like very efficient.
Let me see this.
Can y'all argue that DeMar DeRozan's an MVP candidate?
Oh hell yeah, he's having a good season.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I don't want to say MVP yet, but he's definitely he's definitely having a great season.
Yeah, maybe not top 5.
Yeah, I'll see right here. This is right here. Juke said it. DeMar under the radar right now. He is. He's definitely playing great.
How is Jokic doing? I need to know that.
Jokic is always shit. Jokic is top 5 to me.
Yeah. So CP3's stats, he's averaging 14 points, 4 rebounds, and 10 assists.
10 assists.
Yeah.
What's his efficiency?
Hey, real quick, let me
go
for it.
He's averaging 48 from the field, 82 from the free throw, and 34 from the 3.
Oh, okay. That's okay.
No. I just peeped Jokic's stats. Nah, he's definitely number 3. Definitely number 3. This dude's averaging 25, 30.
He might be the best player overall.
25.6, 13.5, and 7 assists. That's insane.
Listen. The Nuggets haven't been winning, but he's still putting in great numbers.
Him and KD and Jokic to me are the best players.
Those stats you cannot teach from a center. 7 assists is insane. I think he's getting. Does he? I think he has more than Kevin Durant.
But hey, real quick, I'm going to throw it out to the chat. If you have anything, just say @Saint. You have any questions or any topics you want us to talk about? We'll be on for a little bit longer. But if you have anything you want to talk about, just say type in @Saint. We'll do our best to go through them and we could talk about them, have little topics before we get out of here. I don't know if AJ will be here tomorrow, but I'll definitely hop on again with the guys. If you guys want to stream tomorrow, let us know. If you want us to stream tomorrow, let us know in the chat. If you have any questions, just do @Saint. I know the 2 games that like Houston and Detroit, maybe we can let it slide, but I'm down for it. So,
hey, I will. One of my questions is whatchamacallit? If there was any player that you could really trade on this team and make expendable, and we had to make a trade, who would have been? I think it's the easy answer.
I saw this earlier, Ramonte Harris. So I don't know if you're joking or serious. I don't want to be mean. I don't want to be too mean. I would love that trade to happen, but that shit ain't happening. There's no way they're right now the Pacers the Pacers are looking to blow it up, and they're looking to get picks. They're looking to get like young assets. We really are not going to trade our young guys at this moment.
We have no shot. We have no. I mean, the only possibility is Cam Thomas. That's it. Or Nick Claxton.
But
That's it.
somebody said Saint got me thinking about trading Bruce Brown for real. I'm just saying. That was the thought that popped in my head. But
I will say,
I
I will say this. This is the perfect time to give him up because listen to this. He's on an expiring deal. He's an unrestricted free agent, so he's probably walking anyways.
Yeah, I mean, if you're telling me you have an option between Bruce Brown wants to get paid more and he wants a multi-year deal.
Bruce,
Not saying he's going to get it.
Everyone has to remember this. Bembry's on a non-guaranteed deal.
Yes, and I guarantee you Bembry will be cheaper next year to keep over Bruce Brown for sure. That's the other point. But people like Nets Nation needs to relax on unless Sean Marks pulls magic out of you-know-where. There's no way we are getting anybody from the Pacers. We really have nothing to offer them that they want outside of our rookies, but they're not going to do that. They're not getting rid of Cam. They're not getting rid of Kessler or Sharp.
We're not going to do that. And plus the Pacers, I think the Pacers, obviously, Cam and those guys have potential, but they want if you're trading a guy like Sabonis, you're trading a guy like LeVert, you're trading a a guy Brogdon. You're gonna want better value than that. You can get better value.
Yeah. Miles Turner is on the block too. Now, what's scary is somebody like the Warriors could low-key come in and say, here's Wiseman and a pick, give me Miles Turner.
Oh my God! No,
they could do something like that.
It's crazy to think because I don't think they do it, but they still have Kuminga and Moody on the table.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, here, how about this? In order on the Pacers, who would you want to trade and why? So, say what? Miles, LeVert, Sabonis. Who else you want to throw in there? Brogdon.
Those were like the worldly reported ones that they were looking to move, right? Big contracts. One is expiring, I think. And, people may – but see, the thing is, as Net fans, we need to be more concerned about where they go than if we can actually get them. But real quick to address this, usable fiber – listen, at the time we traded for Harden, was there anybody complaining what we gave up? I mean, slightly a little bit, but you make that trade 9 times out of 10. Everybody else in the league wanted James Harden, and when we got James Harden, you had your clowns going, how's it going to work? But at the same time, the whole league went, oh, shit, they have KD.
And also this, we're glad we got them because if the 76ers got them, it was going to be a recipe for disaster. 76ers could have went really far if they got Harden.
Oh, yeah.
Thank God they didn't. But
they wasn't going to float.
Mario says I was complaining. Listen, I was excited. This was the one trade in Nets history that I was happy and sad at the same time. I was happy that we got James Harden, but it hurt so bad to
it hurt our depth, bro.
I'm not gonna lie, it hurt our depth. That obviously you have a close connection with all those guys, but that's the definition of that trade was the definition of a mixed feelings type of thing.
Yeah,
it was.
Well, look at it. Look at it this way, right? When it comes, because Sean Marks just decided to say, you know what, fuck potentially winning one excuse my language, bump potentially winning one championship. Let's try to go for Dynasty.
We already had one.
Wait, what do you mean?
We already had a dynasty before. But look who we had on the team.
We didn't have a dynasty, but I know what you're saying. I think
But you gotta think.
I think you need to choose a different word than dynasty because
it was a dynasty in the making.
No, well,
you guys, but listen, you got Spence and Dinwiddie off of the bench. The bench off of the bench, and then you got Jared, and then it's what if we still have Jeff Green, and what if we still got LaMarcus? It's that's a dynasty.
You gotta think of it as a non-Nets fan standpoint. People who are non-Nets fans, they're gonna just go to they're not gonna think about Spencer Dinwiddie on the bench or Karis LeVert. They're gonna think about James Harden. This guy averaged 40.
I mean, it made us unbeatable. It made us unbeatable for sure.
But here, that move you make it to solidify your team being a potentially multi-championship winning.
I mean, it was a blessing in disguise though
You
because
make-
of what's happening now. But
Right.
but that's the thing though. You know, you take back this trade and you give us back Jared Allen, you give us back Karis LeVert, you give us back what else? What else was significant that we lost in that?
It's not
Who else?
significant, but you lost. It's definitely not significant.
Now think of this: remove
TP.
Harden, and put those guys back on our current team now.
Mhm.
With the emergence of Jared Allen has turned into an even bigger stud.
and he would have still been that up here. That's why I'm saying, like, bro, he was so good.
Well, here's
we
the debate.
still have point guard issues. We still have.
Right.
I mean,
it was a blessing in
it's
disguise
hard-
because of
it's-
what was happening with Kyrie. It was a blessing in disguise. Like it was.
yes,
that
yes
helps
and
him.
no. I mean, but that's one of those things, man. Like, because I don't think, and just because of what we went through last year and then where we're at right now, I quite honestly think we're in the same scenario than we are whether we made that trade or not. If that makes sense, because I think we still probably would have gone as far as we were. This year, like with the emergence of Jared Allen, Karis LeVert may be a little bit more. He may be less efficient than he was when he was with us. Like he's had his ups, his downs, but he still had good games. And it's like, who knows if that would have kept Dinwiddie here? Like, who the hell knows, right? Like if you still had that whole squad, I'm still thinking we have a lot more offensive options that would help us at the moment. But we'd also be a lot more balanced defensively, and we would also be a lot more balanced, like with our rebounds.
That's what
so
I'm
it's hard
saying,
to
bro.
say, but
We had such good pieces, bro. Like you can't even.
To be devil's advocate, let's look at it this way. We seen after the trade, out of the talent we let go, Jarrett Allen was the one to really take that next step and elevate his play.
yes,
Torian Prince, he fell off the face of the
Oh, we
earth.
don't even talk about him.
You don't even hear him anymore. He's on the Timberwolves, just chilling.
He could have left for free.
So right now, Karis LeVert is averaging 14 points in 27 minutes, 42% from field goal. Not great. 25.93% from three. He's averaging about 3 assists a game, almost 3 rebounds a game, almost a steal a game.
And he has a true shooting
block.
percentage of
He starts.
So I think he does. But
he does.
So you add that to what we have right now. Let's look at Jared Allen.
I still think off the bench, but that's crazy.
Jared Allen right now is averaging 17 points, 33 minutes. He's 71% field goal. He's 25% from three. He averages 11.2 rebounds a game, almost 2 assists a game, a steal a game, and also 1.3 blocks per game. That would be beautiful.
That would be amazing.
And I'm gonna make a point. It's funny.
Here, I'm even gonna do this before you make your point.
Right.
Spencer Dinwiddie. What's he averaging right now?
Just them off the bench, like that's so.
Spencer Dinwiddie's averaging 13 points, 29 minutes a game, almost 40% field goal, almost 35% from three, about almost 5.2 assists a game, 5 rebounds a game. So, I mean, the one thing that I will say about those guys and where they are is that those are not like horrible numbers, but they're not the greatest.
Mm-hmm.
But when you consistently have those guys adding anywhere from 10 to 15 points a game, like all the time, overall, it is a big deal, but.
And here's the point I'm going to make. You look at a team like the Boston Celtics, where they stuck
the defense.
They stuck with their they stuck to their young talented guys to try and develop into a championship, and they had with Kyrie.
Yeah.
When Kyrie left, they decided to not use some of these assets to get another star to pair with either Jason Tatum or Jaylen Brown. They decided, you know what? Let's just try to see. We think we can win a championship with this very, very young core. And we've seen that fail very miserably. All that young talent they banked on didn't take that next step into what they think it would become. So my thing is,
that's what we got Katie and Kyrie for.
Right. So I could argue that's the same reason we got Harden.
Yeah.
Sean Marks took a look and said, you know what? We have talent. We have good young talent. But is it really going to be that talent that's going to take us to that promised land multiple times, too?
Mm.
Yeah.
You have to take a genuine look. Because, mind you, Karras was a dog, but his whole career, he was always inefficient from the field.
Mm.
He was always inefficient from the field. Spencer Dinwiddie, dog, great scorer, great passer. But here's the thing: he did make dumb turnovers, and he did like to play hero ball in situations he didn't need to make them.
Mm.
Yeah.
And the only problem with Jared Allen was he did get a little lazy at times. But before we traded him, he was probably his best self before he was traded. Like before that trade, and then he
I
took
see. The way I'm seeing it, bro, is if you think about it, it's like Loki. If Kyrie never went any, right? Kyrie's been here the whole time with KD, and there wasn't any massive injuries, and Kyrie wasn't on his sabbaticals, and Kyrie wasn't at home right now, and you kept the old team. I mean, really?
I think we
It's
win
like,
last year if we
it's
didn't
just.
do the trade.
I'm just saying, like, I just feel like either way you would be good. Like if
Yeah.
you had a healthy KD,
this is all
Kyrie,
hypothetical. Like
yeah,
we
it's all
probably,
hypothetical.
yeah,
I'm
all
just saying,
hypothetical.
and you had all the extra players that we had, and we kept them.
Mhm.
Plus, and then compare it to the Harden team with now. I mean, you look at what Harden's doing, right? I'm just thinking. I don't know. I just look at
Right.
like and say you could win both ways.
Like last year, right? Like
I don't know
when
who.
Kyrie got
I
hurt.
don't even know how the heck to say your name, but first you're calling us all dumb, then you're saying stop living in the past. That's what part of this is an opinion show. We talk about stuff.
Yeah.
Other people in chat are bringing it up. So
Yeah.
either
I think
be
our depth could have saved.
constructive and positive and add something, or come on, bro.
I think
know
our
who
depth
you are.
would have saved us last year. Like in my opinion, like I think when Kyrie went down, it's like you got Spence and Karras. It's like, bro, we not losing that. Like, come on.
Right.
Like,
But like
but I
the
see what you're
argument I
saying,
was
though.
trying to make was like sometimes you gotta give up the pieces for that one piece that genuinely could take us to that promised land and do it multiple times like we all dreamed we could. Like
Mhm.
look at the 76ers. They decided to commit to the depth and the young talent and look where they are now.
Mhm.
They could have easily packaged Ben Simmons for a star. They let go Jimmy Butler. I think if they kept him, they would have got a chip, arguably. Like, let's be
Yeah,
honest, the difference was a Kawhi shot that arguably was lucky as hell.
it was lucky
Like,
as fuck.
they, like if they kept Jimmy and just kept like probably interchanged some pieces for good vets, they probably would have won a chip. But they decided to
Mhm.
bank on that young talent, and that young talent is a gamble because you're expecting young talent in playoff basketball to make championship winning decisions.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest risk when it comes to this young talent. Like logically, put it this way: was Karras? I'll exclude Spencer because he did have good moments.
Yeah,
Was Jarrett Allen, Karis LeVert any good in the clutch? Did you expect? Do you expect
Spencer
them to
was
be those
pretty.
guys?
Spencer was pretty clutch, bro.
Yeah, I excluded Spencer. I know because
Okay,
he's
yeah,
shown
but
time
I
and
mean,
time he was clutch.
even Karras hit a few. I mean, but then I'm just thinking, it's like I'm saying take them now how they are now and add them to the team because you would think that they would go through their progression. And I'm just saying because I made the argument the other day, right? Like when we were during our what if stream, right? And we talked about the possibilities of trading Kyrie, right? And all the shit that comes with that and like whether you would get value, whether you would get match for match value, or do you try to go for a bunch of, a couple players that are like at Karis LeVert's level, right? Like say you add, like say that's what you could get. You have your KD, you have your Harden, and just the worst case, say you went to that like Kyrie, hey, the Nets are like, yo, are you coming back this year? No, okay, hey, we're gonna trade you. Where would you like to go? Kyrie, whatever. They make a deal, and you may not get superstar for superstar, right? Like because the only other team that's going to give up a superstar is somebody that hasn't been playing good, and we probably don't want them, right?
Mhm.
So my question was, and that's why I look at guys like this, where you look at Karras now, you look at Jared Allen now, you look at Spencer Dinwiddie. Like, imagine if you added a couple of those type guys to our current team right now. I think we would be good.
I remember like
you get what I'm
looking at
saying by
yeah.
like
I
may
understand,
not
I
you
understand
may
both
not
sides of the spectrum. Yeah.
yeah you may
No,
not
that's
need to
yeah.
go hit a home run, and the way I tie it into the idea with Harden, whereas it's like even backtrack to like when you had just Kyrie and KD that and you didn't make the Harden trade and you kept all these above because I think they're above average players. I don't think they're average players. I think they're above average. They're not superstar. They're in that great category where it's like you add three of those great guys to two superstars. Like I think you're still good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I kind of look at it the same way now. If the Nets were like, hey, sorry, it's time to move on, and you were able to bring back 2 to 3 above average guys for that price. You get what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
how would it not make our team better? And like, because I think if you had added a Jared Allen and a Karis LeVert to this team right now, and we've all said, and people in the chat have said, we can win it without Kyrie. Now, I think that may have changed,
Yep.
but how long have we been talking about that this team can still win it without Kyrie? We said that for quite a while. Well, now add Karis LeVert, now add Jared Allen to that team. And you're telling me you don't think we make noise?
We make noise.
Oh, of course.
I know we can't afford them all. This is called hypothetical.
Well, here's the thing. You say I would say I would rather keep Spencer over LeVert, and that's just my opinion. In my opinion, LeVert, I like his play. Like, gave me some of the best memories with him, Spence, and D'Lo. But
so you guys you would have kept Spencer.
Chad,
would you?
Yes.
If
I
you had a choice
kept
to keep
Spence over
Spencer
LeVert.
LeVert,
That's crazy because most people, I feel like Karis got more like credit than Spence, but I feel I feel like they was both like really elite.
Yeah, Spence is a better playmaker than LeVert. He's way more efficient. The thing was, LeVert, his problem was always his efficiency. He never had that good of a shot selection. And he was always in that Russell Westbrook type of thing. He needed a lot of shots to get going. Now, when he got going, he was good, but he still needed like a lot of shots to get that rhythm to me. And he couldn't stay healthy. That was the thing. He was injury prone. He was injury prone as hell.
All right. Hey, you guys have any more questions for us in here? Any at Saints? Anything you guys want to talk about? We're gonna probably get ready to wrap this up. It was one of those days where we thought we were gonna lose, but we won. It was a great thing. I ain't got no. I'm just glad we didn't lose. If that was all our stream was today, and be like, I'm just glad we didn't lose. Good night. Like, that's it. That's a wrap. Like that, I would have just said, I'm glad we didn't lose. I'd do where's Kyrie and then just end it. But hey, Chad, if you guys got anything to talk about, we could probably go on and on about our. Hell yeah, I did. I said everybody's expendable except the big three. Yeah, but right now it ain't translating at the moment, and then especially with Kyrie just chilling on the couch. If Kyrie, I will say this: if Kyrie is not back by trade deadline, he's expendable. That's my thought. That's where I'm at.
About tomorrow's game. Rest KD and play the rookies. Like call them up and play all.
I'd be down with that.
Yeah, I'm all down to tank the game. Like it's really not worth it. It's not worth it. It's the Rockets. Come on now.
Patty Mills. Yeah, you got to be proud of Patty Mills. Bring back Keith Van Horn.
Yeah, please get KD.
Johnson.
Yeah, sit KD if you want to go further. Sit Harden. Play all the rookies. Let them get some burn. See what's up. And
Chem 50. Kyrie and Kawhi Leonard are weird. They don't like to play ball. He's got a point there to some degrees. It's almost like these dudes just want to get paid millions of dollars to like take vacations through the season. It is true. Probably see some. I agree. Universal. Paul Millsap probably plays tomorrow. Tomorrow would be a good. I think tomorrow you let Harden run by himself, dude. Figure that shit out. But
good. That's a good thing to do too. Like
I would
give him the rookies, give him like the whole roster, sit KD and let Harden figure that out. Like go
figure your shit out, bro.
Yeah, like do your magic.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on how they view. But KD keeps saying it because every time. I don't know if you noticed it again tonight. They asked him about all the minutes and how he's playing and why don't you take a rest or a break? And he just says, "I like playing basketball, man. I don't not want to play. So he'll probably play tomorrow too. So hopefully tomorrow it works. But let's go Rockets. Do I need to ban you?
I was like,
Nah,
what the
he's
fuck?
a rock. He's been in the chat for a minute. He's a Rockets fan.
Yeah, I'm gonna time him out for 300 seconds just for that. I'm timing you out. I'm timing you out. I don't want to see let's go Rockets. You just got timed out. You're not banned, but you got timed out from chat for 300 seconds. Yeah. Oh yeah. Real quick, Blake. I don't know. Somebody asked me earlier, sent me a Twitter message saying, "What's up with Blake?" And I think it's partly kind of like what they were doing with in the beginning of the season, where they were just trying out like there was no Bruce Brown, and people are like, "Where the hell's Bruce Brown? Why aren't we playing Bruce Brown?" Before we knew Bembry was going to be the way he was, and then all of a sudden Bruce played. I think that's a lot what's going out right too. I think they're trying things out, like because you have to agree, Paul Millsap got no run for quite a while in the games, and he'd only get like 5-minute runs, and then he went away for his child. Now he's back. He's getting a run. I think you're seeing that a little too. They're seeing really what they got, what they are going to run with. I don't know if that leads to somebody moving on. I don't know, but Blake's been. They haven't reported anything. We haven't heard anything, so it'll be interesting to see what happens with Blake as well. But outside of that, anybody got anything else? Chubbs, Julian, you guys got anything?
Well, I guess we'll end it on inspiring last words.
Okay, I'll just say Brooklyn Way, little Jersey swag.
Okay.
Win tomorrow. That's all I got to say.
So to put some inspiring words on this last words, I'm gonna tell y'all a little story that happened like in real life with an NBA player by the name of Quintel Woods.
Sorry to interrupt. Do you want to let Julian go before you close this out?
Oh, I'm sorry, Julian. You wanna?
Yeah, Julian, go for it.
No, we're gonna be back. We might be here tomorrow. I'm good, so you can go.
Nah, why Cam Bell did you dirty? He said you look like D Rose.
Bro, chill out.
Hey, D Rose is making money, still pulling girls.
Still doing his thing.
Yeah.
But
all right, Chubbs' final words.
Yeah. So there was a Portland Trailblazer player by the name of Quintel Woods. He was a part of that Portland team with Rashad. What's his fucking name? Anyway, it doesn't matter. He was on the Portland Trailblazers in 2003. He was pulled over by the police. And when the officer asked to see his ID, he showed him his rookie playing card.
I think I heard this before. Bro.
Yeah.
But go
that
on.
was that has to be some of the most gangster thing I ever heard. All I gotta say is Harden needs to take inspiration of that and get confidence the way Quintel Woods had when he showed his officer his rookie playing card.
Right.
And then once he gets that type of confidence, we win games.
I think we need, honestly, to add to that, I think we need to hire Reggie Miller to be fucking James Harden hype man every game.
Yeah.
Hype, just a hype man every game. As he's coming down the hallway, just yell at him.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, we're still live. We're about to end it. But, yeah, man, today was a good bounce back win that we needed because I was ready to lose it. I was not happy with what I was seeing, and Nash made some adjustments. You got to give Nash credit. I didn't hear anybody say Nash sucked today. But Nash did. Let's give credit where credit's due, whether we like him or not. But Nash made some adjustments at the end and stuck with certain players. Give it to KD for coming alive. I'll also give it to Harden. Harden didn't blow it. Like he seemed to make most of his turnovers. 5 more likes to go. Come on, guys. There's 129 people in here, so 5 more likes and then we'll end it, please. Thank you. 5 more likes and we'll end it. But I mean, you got to give credit. Harden limited his issues in the end of the game, so we didn't have a lot of turnovers. I think there was like some weird lazy pass where he literally got like horizontal and turned backwards to pass it to KD, and that got easily picked off. I think something any like coach would like yell at any like varsity player or college kid for doing, right? Like it was just a horrid horrid pass. But outside of that, I mean, everybody.
Yeah, solid game.
Yeah, everybody came together at the end of the fourth quarter, and Nash made some right calls. So I can't really hate on that. And it was a better evening than I expected it to be. I do expect a win tomorrow. There's no reason we should not be blowing these fools out.
They're on a hot streak, but
I don't give it.
It's the Rockets.
Dude,
It's the Rockets.
Yeah, there's no
tomorrow,
reason
yes,
we still gotta do it.
it's the Rockets, dude. We should be spanking the hell out of these guys unless they give people a rest. We did get to 100 likes. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Appreciate it. Again, if you haven't, follow. Let's see. AJ on Instagram at Nets Kingdom 711. You can follow AJ and I on Twitter. AJ's at Nets Kingdom AJ. I'm at SaintNet1 on Twitter. If Isaac's in here, drop the Discord link or scroll up. The Discord link's in there. Hop in the Discord, talk some smack, have some fun, but be respectful. No sexist, racist, homophobic, whatever crap. Just we try to keep it clean, a little clean in there. We do get a little crazy, but we have all kinds of different chats in there. You can get in there and talk whatever you want to talk, but it's a fun time. It makes the games fun. We do stream parties. We get emotional very quickly when we're losing. And then we go right back to feeling good that we won. So it's a good time, but I appreciate you guys sticking around and coming on. Again, AJ is missing in action. It was kind of like last season, or was it earlier it was like last year towards the end. Like AJ went on like a missing streak, and we like didn't know where AJ was.
Yeah, he took his personal days. Yeah,
he took a
That's why I
sabbatical.
say AJ Irving.
Yeah, it's
That's why he. If you notice, that's why he never criticizes Kyrie about missing games, because he knows he's the same creature.
Yeah, because he knows,
like, he doesn't want to be a hypocrite, you know.
Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully AJ appears. I don't know what he's doing. He might be in a cabin somewhere.
We know what he's doing.
Yeah, we're just not gonna put it out.
We know he's being a thought. You know, that's you know. We know what it is. But
what is up with these people going like, Saint, you're my daughter. Jew, you're my son. What is that?
This is so random. Like, what do you mean?
Weird shit. Like, what kind of? How old are you? Pizza boy, you're my son.
Why did they just start saying that shit? Why? What do we do?
I think that's a time to get off.
Yeah.
Man, y'all how come nobody said that to Chubbs? Y'all scared?
Yeah.
Y'all scared of Chubbs?
Yeah, I need to see a good one for Chubbs. I need to see.
They instantly attacked us, saying we look soft because they ain't say nothing about Chubbs.
Yeah, Sun is a Brooklyn thing.
Oh, it is Sun.
Well,
I know
it's different. See, like saying Sun, like what's up, Sun? Like
JD said you're my daughter.
But at the same time, if you call somebody your son in the South, that carries a different connotation. So you got to know where you are to say that, I think. Or you're my boy, like, and then you say that down. It doesn't work the same. Like it just.
Bro said you his uncle.
I don't know.
I tell you, when you came up this bitch in the robe and you was looking like my auntie, that's crazy. Yeah. You had on the little what's that bit called? You go to sleep right, bro.
One day Chubbs is gonna come on and he's gonna be wearing a robe and a shower cap. Don't lie, dude. He's gonna look like big worm from Friday.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
With some curlers in his shit.
I know. I might pull up in the designer robe and just look really crazy.
You should be big worm. I mean,
you're not built like that. You're not gonna do that. You're not gonna do that.
You should be big worm for Halloween one year.
Say no, I won't pull up with the Gucci robe.
You're not gonna do that.
Say I won't.
Yeah, it's
a blanket, but say I won't pull up in the Gucci robe.
Some like Indian blanket.
Pull up in the Gucci robe.
It's a handmade blanket. A little handmade. I don't know where it's from, but a little chill.
All right, y'all. We're gonna be back at it tomorrow, probably. Thank God we got the W tonight. Feels better than sitting here being miserable all day, getting pissed off, throwing shit. So, thanks for hanging out, guys. Usually the same 113 people are probably hanging out until the end. You guys are the real Nets Kingdom dogs right here. Appreciate it. Tomorrow we'll probably do a bunch of take calls in tomorrow, stuff like that. Since it's gonna be one of those games, we can. Just talk our shit tomorrow. Won't have a lot going on, but thanks a lot for guys stopping by tonight. Chubbs, Julian, Rage. I don't know what happened to you. If your mom came in the room, you turned your shit off. I don't know what happened.
Man, that's crazy.
But I love you. I love y'all as always. Peace out.
All right, y'all boys.